Yeah, it was interesting. I just thought that in order to be a good wife, I just needed to agree to everything. So I wouldn't like think too much for myself with like critical thinking or even have opinion. That was something that Jeremy was like, oh, I want you to have your own opinion, think through it, and let's have fun together. But I was just like so uptight, afraid to say anything because that was what I was taught.
Wow. JANA Duggar traveled to Los Angeles to visit her sister, Jinger Vuolo, where they took in a Dodgers game with their brothers, James 20 and Jason 21. She defied her family's strict dress code and wore jeans to a baseball game, so keep watching until the very end to find out. Welcome to yet another exciting Gossip Gush video. In this video, we'll discuss how Joy-Anna Duggar defies Jim Bob by visiting Jinger in LA. To ensure you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, ring the bell and subscribe to our channel first. Let's start this now. The former Arkansas reality star recently spent a night out in California, where she and her husband, Jinger Vuolo, have lived since 2019. From their seats at Dodger Stadium, where they were watching the home team play the Colorado Rockies, their friend Laura DeMazy posted a number of pictures. In one photo, Jana, wearing a gray t-shirt and a black cap, smiled broadly as her brother Jason sat next to her, and Jinger, in a white t-shirt and a Dodgers cap, sat on the opposite side. The 10th season of Counting On featured a documentary about Jinger and Jeremy's cross-country move. At the time, Jeremy stated, "This decision to move to Los Angeles came about as we were talking about my decision to continue my theological education. For us, every day is an adventure. Some of the Duggar children are turning away from their strict parental guidelines. Jim Bob Duggar, the family patriarch, and Michelle Duggar, the family matriarch, have maintained strict guidelines for their Christian lifestyle, and the majority of their children have done the same, breaking the law. Other Duggar rules include forbidding the use of birth control, mandating home education, and using parental chaperones on first dates. However, some of Jana's sisters have also been defying the norm, so she's not the only Duggar doing it. A slice of skin. Jill Duggar, who recently met Little People Big World's Jeremy and Audrey Roloff, has arguably been the most outspoken about defying her family's expectations. She wore a short blue dress that came just above her knees. During a recent trip to Nashville, Joy-Anna Duggar, who had her hair dyed for the first time, additionally wore a skin-tight black skirt. When the mother of two returned to social media after a break, she was also seen sporting some short shorts while playing golf with her husband, Austin Forsyth, the pilot in JANA. Fans of the Duggar family discovered yet another hint that JANA 31 and Stephen Weissman 27 got engaged back in June. The username JANA M. Weissman was used to start a brand new Instagram page, which was later reposted on Reddit. Others who were interested in the page agree that it might be the reality star saving the username for after marriage. Additionally, her name was mentioned at a Weissman family gathering in late May, according to fans. Since they spent Christmas together and traveled to Texas together, JANA has allegedly been linked to the pilot. Troubles in the law for Duggar. Josh, JANA's older brother, was detained in April and entered a not guilty plea to 2 counts of receiving and possessing child pornography. The Sun reported that Counting On, a TLC reality series, had been canceled almost 6 years after his arrest. According to a source who spoke to The Sun, TLC decided to cancel the show earlier this week. Soon after, the family was informed over the phone, but things are still very quiet. Because of Josh's arrest, sponsors found it difficult to ignore the petition from viewers who wanted to boycott Counting On. The Duggar daughter ran into Trader Joe's to make a quick grocery run last month while sporting a black belted jumpsuit and matching black heels. She wore her newly highlighted ash blonde hair in waves and accessorized with a bright yellow blazer. Her hair recently received lighter blonde highlights, according to the reality star. The former star of Counting On has experimented with her fashion over the years, defying her parents' strict modesty guidelines, which include refraining from hair coloring and only dressing in clothes that covers exposed skin. Jim Bob, the patriarch of the Duggar family, and his wife Michelle take great pride in upholding strict Christian principles on their television program, 19 Kids and Counting, which some of their kids have come under fire for doing. The Duggars advocated using parental chaperones when their children went on dates before getting married, discouraged birth control, and tried to institute a conservative dress code. When the children were young, additional rules included forbidding tattoos, giving front-facing hugs, and having individual social media accounts. In addition to being homeschooled, the Duggar kids had little access to television and entertainment growing up. Many of the Duggar girls have received backlash on social media for breaking the rules, even though the majority follow them. Because the rules require modesty, the Duggar girls typically wear skirts and long-sleeve shirts. In contrast, some of the guidelines also apply to the Duggar men, particularly in terms of their romantic relationships. According to reports, Jim Bob and Michelle are preparing for the publication of Ginger's brand new autobiography, Becoming Free Indeed. When Jinger announced her book in October 2022, fans thought she was separating herself from the famous family. The TV personality's struggle to leave a constricting faith are described in the book. The new book by Jinger is all about dismantling and leaving the oppressive world of the IBLP, claims gossip columnist Katie Joy. In a recent Instagram post, the mother of two described the memoir's topic. Jinger Vuolo 35 shared a link to her YouTube page on which she provided details about her upcoming theological memoir. I tell stories from my life in it, stories that were not shown on television when the cameras were rolling. Jinger went on to say stories of hope and discovery are interspersed with tales of fear and uncertainty. I tell you those stories to encourage anyone who's struggling to reconcile the lessons you were taught with your love for Jesus. Really, I wrote this book for any one of you who want to consider your beliefs without giving up God, she said. Since her brother Josh was sentenced for child pornography earlier this year, Jinger has been keeping her distance from the famous family. Fans left messages for the TV stars in the comments, including ones from her cousin Amy Duggar, 36, and her sister Jill Duggar, 31. I appreciate you speaking your own truth. I love you and will always be there for you, Amy added a red heart emoji to her writing. I'm proud of you, sis, for pursuing God's will for your life, eagerly anticipating reading the book, said Jill. The U.S. Sun was informed by a source that there might be consequences after the book's publication. Former Duggar family friend Mary Murphy discussed the possible consequences of Ginger's book in an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun. Out of the Shadows podcast host Mary grew up around the Duggars and regarded Jim Bob and Michelle's daughters as her sisters. After questioning the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP religion, she was shunned and excommunicated from their church and lost contact with the family. With the publication of her book, Mary thinks Jinger might experience the same thing. The book's contents, as well as the author's method, will determine Jim Bob and Michelle's response to Murphy spoke to the American Sun. Is the memoir a tell-all? Will Jinger confront Jim Bob and Michelle? If so, there is a greater chance that Jim Bob will exclude Jinger and cut her off. However, I don't anticipate Jim Bob will cut her off if Ginger's book does not damage the family reputation or the facade of perfection. I can't wait to start the book. I suppose Jinger has been on this journey for a while. There will be a new book in another 10 years, due to the lengthy distance. Mary praised Jinger for sharing her experience and expressed her happiness for her. What do you think about this video? Fill out the space provided below with your comments. Please like, comment, and share this video if you found it entertaining. And goodbye until the next video.